Hey everyone, I'm just jumping on a little early so I can get this all set up. You know. There I am. Good morning. How can we be home all the time in quarantine and Mondays still feel like Mondays? Like we're just like, okay, time to get back to whatever it is we're doing. All right, so happy Monday, everybody. I hope you guys had a decent weekend. I hope you did something fun. Maybe went hiking, went outside. It was beautiful. It's supposed to be beautiful these next couple days, so hopefully you're getting some time out there. All levels yoga. We're gonna start laying down on our bellies. Have blocks nearby if you need them. A blanket is always good, especially if we end up doing things on the knees and you don't really like being on your knees because of any issues with your kneecaps. Water, and me, I always have a crumpled up tissue next to me because I'm fancy. So when you're ready, go ahead and lay down onto your bellies. So we start class exactly the same way all the time. I am nothing if not consistent. So rolling your hips from side to side, find some weight distribution between the two hip points. Let the head rest onto the arms. Let the eyes close. And soften your belly. And just kind of notice how you're feeling this morning. Notice if there's any tension in one side of the body more than the other. If you feel uneven or heavier on one side than you do the other. How were your feelings this morning? Did you have to fight to get to your mat this morning? Were you just like not willing to put in this time? Just kind of like, don't want to do this. Or were you excited and like ready to go? Like, yes, we get to do yoga again this morning. How's your mental space? Are you really, really desiring space lately? Have you just been feeling like overwhelmed by all of the closeness with the people in your house, or overwhelmed with not having anyone in your house? How's your faith today? How's your faith in humanity, faith in a higher calling, faith in what you're doing with your life? There's no reason to judge any of those outcomes. You're just here to, figure it out, to come to terms with what's going on in your own mind, body, and soul. And finding a way to connect them. And finally, go ahead and check in with your breath. See how you're inhaling and exhaling today. Slow, deep breaths, forceful, long breaths. Do you have to become aware of them? Are you holding your breath? And what could you do in your body today to make your breath more pleasant or easier or softer? What could you do in your body today to make your mind more calm? To make your body ache less? And then when you're ready, bend both your knees, take them about mat distance apart, and start to windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Both legs going in one direction and then across center to the other direction. And we're allowing our hips to release a little bit here. So that means as we move to the left, we might feel that the right hip comes up. As we move to the right, the left hip comes up, and that's not really a big deal. We're just kind of letting it go, letting the hips just wiggle. And we always start the same way. That way our body knows that for the next however many minutes, 45 or 50 minutes, we're just kind of going to be doing this. This is our thing. This is our yoga practice. Let's go one more time from side to side, just letting the breath kind of join the movement. And we'll let the legs rest down onto the floor. And test out how tense or tight you are today by pressing your hands into the ground, pushing back and coming into a child's pose. Knees are nice and wide. We're going to let the big toe mounds of the feet come together. Let the hips draw back towards the heels. You can find a block maybe and place your head under the block, or I'm sorry, on the block. Let your buttocks draw back. You don't have to fight this, right? So if you're noticing that your butt's really high and your head's on the ground, that's really not helping your lower back. It's just putting weight on your head. So use blocks when you can. Use your arms. You want your body to be able to settle into the floor, or as close to the floor as it'll go. This pose is always easier later on in class. And if you're using a block, go ahead and move it out of the way for a moment. Let's stretch our arms to the right. To the right. Reach through your left arm, push your left buttock back. And then take it all the way over to the left. Stretch through your right arm, press your right buttock back. And then back into center again, big stretch. And let's come forward into hands and knees. So as I always say, if you come in late, you know that all of these things are what we do at the beginning. So it's a really nice, gentle way, cat-cow, to bring ourselves into our bodies and just kind of start up that little yoga mind inside of us. Let's do one more. And then we're going to bring our spine to a neutral position, and we're going to stretch back with our right leg so that our toes push into the floor. And then we'll lift this right leg. I just want you to cross it over your left calf. So you're just reaching that right leg to the left. And then we're going to turn our heads and kind of scooch our bodies just a bit into a C curve on the right. So you're turning the look over your left shoulder. And just trying to get a little bit more space in this right side body. And then we'll lift that right leg up, place it right back down. Send that left leg back, lift the leg up, cross it over the right calf. You're pressing through that heel, and then turning and looking over that right shoulder. See if you can get a little bit more of a stretch on the left side of your body. And then we'll come out. Beautiful. And we're going to start to move through cat-cow again. Inhale, belly draws down, chest lifts, hips lift. And then exhale, round your spine. And then on this next time, we're going to add to it. So we're going to inhale, belly down, chest lifts, hips lift. And as we exhale, we're going to round our spine, roll back into child's pose. Inhale, come forward into that cow posture. Exhale, round the spine from cat to child. Inhale, come forward into cow. So we're just moving through our 2 or 3 postures, but they're really just 2 here. Using our breath, trying not to hurry. Trying to let the breath do the work for us, or maybe not even doing the work, but just letting the breath guide our bodies between the 2 slow, steady movements. Good. One more like that. Excellent. And then let's go back to that cat-cow. So just exhaling into the rounded spine. Inhaling, letting the belly draw down. Exhaling into the rounded spine. And then on this next time, or I should say the next time following, we're going to go into a very narrow down dog. So the next time that you exhale, round your spine, tuck your toes, shift your weight back, narrow down dog. And then as you inhale, bend your knees, let the knees drop to the floor slow, let the belly draw down, lift your chest, lift your hips, untuck your toes. So let's do that a couple times. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your toes, down dog. Inhale, knees to the floor, slowly lift your chest, untuck your toes, belly down. Exhale, round, tuck and lift. Inhale, knees down, belly down, chest lifts, hips lift. Don't forget to untuck those toes. Exhale. Just offering a little bit more movement to the body. We'll do a couple more. You just keep going. Remember, your exhale's drawing you back into that down dog, and your inhale's drawing you down, and it might be slower than mine, and it might be faster. And we're going to be okay with where we're at without feeling like we need to change who we are or what we are or how we roll, as long as we're keeping ourselves safe. One more. Excellent. Let's go back to cat-cow again. Take a child's pose if you need to here, okay? So if your wrists are getting a little sore, or if you want to rotate the hands like this, you can do that, but just a couple more cat-cows. All right, my loves. This time we're going to add all 3. So there's a 3-part movement here. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, let the tailbone draw back and up, and so with the head, belly down. Exhale, round the spine, come back to child's pose. Inhale, roll forward, come into that cow posture. Exhale, tuck your toes, come into down dog. Inhale, knees come down, belly down, chest lifts, hips lift. Exhale, round the spine, come into child's pose. Inhale, roll forward, belly down, chest lifts, hips lift. Exhale, tuck your toes, roll back into down dog. We're going to do a couple more just like that. So if you lose track, just remember that you always end up with your inhale in that cow posture, and your exhale is either a child's pose or a down dog. So you can always look forward. I'm here doing it with you. But it's better to try and just keep it going on your own. There's no need for perfection. There's no need for overzealous movement. This doesn't have to become something more than it is. It can just be how you move your body and how you breathe. Just moving through. Taking your time. Let's do one more. So the next time that you land in down dog, that's when you're going to hold, okay? So the next time that you go through the full sequence and land in your down dog, that's where we're going to stop our pattern, okay? So you're in the narrow down dog, so you might be able to walk your hands forward just a little bit, and you might notice that your heels of your feet came up when you did that because we're at the beginning stages of practice, so our hamstrings might be a little tight. So go ahead and walk out your dog. Bend one knee, lower the opposite heel, switch through it. Press a bit away from the base of the thumb and the first finger. Spread the rest of the fingers out. Find that shoulders are down and there's a little bit of an external, that's my shirt tries to fall off. External rotation of your upper arms. One more time. And then go ahead and lower your heels wherever they go. So I have done a lot of walking recently. My hamstrings are nice and tight. So we're just going to bend the knees a little bit here and push the buttocks back a little more, bringing the chest closer to the thighs. And then nice and slow, we're going to find our feet and walk them forward towards our hands. Taking it all the way to the front of the mat. So then from this position, this is a good time to place your blocks at the lowest height next to your feet. For those of you who use blocks, if you don't use blocks, that's okay. There's no pressure to use blocks or to not use blocks. Press through your feet, rise all the way up, reach your arms overhead, take a big stretch back. And then exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, let the body just kind of flop over the legs. And let's do it again. Press through your feet. Rise up, take the arms back, open up the front of the body, and then exhale, bend the knees, let the body fold. Two more. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up, slight back bend. Exhale, bend the knees, float the body. One more. Inhale, press through the feet, rise right up, slight back bend. Exhale, bend the knees, float the body. Excellent. Then once you're here, go ahead and keep the knees slightly bent. Grab your elbows and let's just move from side to side a little bit. Just wandering the arms from side to side. And then from here, coming back into center, letting the body kind of fold a little deeper. And then pressing through your feet, rising all the way up, stretching the arms overhead. And let's stay up for just a moment or two. Let the arms rest down by your sides, roll your shoulder blades back, see if you can lift the center of your chest, if you can find an engagement in the ribs, if you can find that lower belly tucking and pulling in just a bit. The shoulders are in line with the ribs, which are in line with the hips, inside the knee, side of the ankle, ears over the shoulders. Just finding that not slouched position. We don't want to roll forward here. This is an exaggeration, but all of us have some tendency to kind of lean forward, especially after, sitting around for so long. So really trying to get that brightness in the front of the body, that lift in the front of the body as we press into the floor. You can allow your eyes to close. And then keeping your eyes closed, let's shake that weight forward towards the balls of the feet. If this feels uncomfortable to you, keep the eyes slightly open, so lidded. And then draw back to the heels. So for the front of the feet. And back to the heels. And then how about to the left? So there's a left ridge on the inside of that right foot. And then all the way over to the right. And that right ridge on the inside of the left foot. And then back into center, see if we can find the center of our feet so that we're feeling like we're really grounded into the earth. We can really feel all four corners of the feet really strongly planted into the floor. And now on our next inhalation, let's reach the arms up again. Big stretch to the sky. Grab hold of your right wrist. Take a slight bend in your knees if you're a hyperextender. And then pull gently to the left. Find that the right side of your body is just getting that nice deep stretch. You can look forward, you can look down, or you can look past that right bicep. That's up to you. And then inhale back into center, and let's do the same thing to the other side. So grabbing hold of your left wrist and pulling gently to the right. Try not to push your belly forward here as you do that. Instead, engage a little bit more, and then find where that side stretch is going to come in. Then inhale, come back into center. Interlace your fingers above your head and press your palms up. Find a big stretch there as well. And we'll go ahead and take the interlaced hands and we're going to place them behind our head. And the elbows, which want to roll forward here, we're going to ask them to come back and behind us. Rolling the shoulder blades down, lifting the center of the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to lean to the left. So the left elbow is going to come towards that left hip. And I always find this much more challenging than it looks, because my right elbow just wants to pull in. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale, take that right elbow towards the right hip and let the left elbow come back. And then inhale back into center. Reach the arms up. See if you can line the arms up with the ears. If you can't, that's okay. This is a mobility situation, but also anatomical. And then as you exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, bend your knees, shift your tailbone back, and then just lean forward halfway. And as you inhale, bring it right back up, press through your feet. This is a long ledge to, or lever to be pulling down. So if you need to, keep your hands on your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, pulling that forward fold in halfway position. Inhale through the feet and up to the sky. One more. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Arms by the ears or there somewhere nearby. And then inhale, reach, 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 reach. Beautiful. This time as you exhale, come halfway and hold. A little bend in your knees is okay here. If you straighten them, you'll probably push your hips back too far. And then exhale, let those arms come down. Maybe they rest on the blocks or on the floor next to your feet. And then let your body, your belly, rest against your thighs. The top of your head come towards the floor. Notice I keep saying top of the head towards the floor instead of saying placing your forehead against your shins. That might be what it looks like in the end, but it's not important in this situation, because if the top of the head reaches to the floor, the tailbone can start to reach to the sky. Shake out your head, let there be some looseness in the neck. And then on your next inhalation, we're going to step the right leg back into a lunge. So the right leg's going to come full back. Left foot's going to stay between the two blocks. You might need to scooch the feet forward here, and if you do, that's okay. The hands can stay on blocks or on the floor, no big deal. And then we're going to push back through our right heel. Really reach that right heel back as that left knee comes forward. Find some engagement in the belly. And then lower your right knee to the floor. Untuck your toes. This is a good time to put that blanket under you if you need it. Place one hand and then the other onto your left thigh. Pull the lower abdomen in. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Let there be a stretch in the front of the leg. Just like we do almost every class, really. We do a lot of lunges. And then go ahead and reach the right arm up by your right ear. Stretch that right arm up as high as you can, and then take that right hand to the outside of your left knee. We're going to rotate the whole torso, so we're turning the whole body. Lengthen that left arm away from you. Try not to round your back here. Keep the shoulders down. Flip the left palm so it's facing away from you, or away from me in this case. And then take those left knuckles to the outside of your right hip or to your lower back. Stay tall, but let the hips draw down. Unwind slowly. Left arm's going to come up high. Right arm's going to come up high. Exhale, fold forward. Take those hands to the blocks. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. And then find that nice, strong high lunge. Again, pressing back through your right heel. Pulling the core in. And then pressing through that left foot, take a forward fold by dragging that right leg forward and just letting your body float. Come all the way up nice and high. Notice the difference between the two legs. Maybe you need to adjust. And then exhale, float right back down. Let's try and take this left leg back. Find that nice strong lunge first, pushing back through your left heel, looking for space, right knee over your ankle. And then lower that left knee down to the ground. Untuck your toes, come onto the right thigh. Place a blanket under your knee if you need to. Sweep that left arm up by your left ear so the tailbone's descending, the body staying strong. And then from here, we're going to sweep this left arm to the outside of our right knee. We're going to reach that right arm back and behind us, flip the palm so the palm's facing back. And then we'll just bend that elbow and place it to our left hip or to our lower back, letting the spine get long, right? Not just pushing the belly forward. Twisting, staying strong, and breathing. Right? Still creating strength in these legs. We'll inhale, bring that right arm up. Let that left arm reach up as well. Exhale, lean forward, take those hands to the blocks. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Find that nice strong pose in your lunge. Press through your right foot, carry that left leg forward. Come into a forward fold again. Shake out your head, soften your neck and your jaw. Shift the weight towards the balls of the feet. Little bends in the knees are absolutely fine. We're thinking our head's going to touch the floor one day. Probably not. Anatomically speaking, that seems impossible. Press through your feet, rise up. Look for that big deep stretch again. And then exhale, take it right back down. Now you can do the arms down and come into what they call swan dive, or you can continue working on that strength of the lever as you bring yourself all the way down. Shake out your head. Inhale, hands to shins, top of the head comes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg comes back again. And then once again, we're in a high lunge. The right heel's pushing back, the left knee's over the ankle. Finding that stretch. Isn't it sweet? And then lowering that right knee to the floor. Blanket under the knee if you need to, left knee over your ankle. And then from here, let's come back to that left thigh. Bring your arms all the way up. Let's go ahead and take this right hand to the outside of the left knee again. Start to sweep that left arm behind us, but this time, instead of wrapping the arm, take that left hand to your right thigh. If it doesn't go there, you can always place your hand on your buttock. And then lean in a little more into that left so that you don't come out of it. Don't let the knee go past the ankle. And then sweep the right arm up. So now we're asking for a bit of a back bend, so a little more engagement in the navel. You can look up, you can look down, you can look forward, you can look anywhere you want. One more breath, big stretch. And then take that right hand back down to the left knee. Left arm comes all the way up. Left hand comes to the block, right hand comes to the block. Tuck your back toes and lift. Nice. Make sure you're breathing. And then as you exhale, step that right foot forward. Give yourself a little forward fold. And then let's go ahead and inhale and step back with our left leg. So the left leg comes back as far as it'll go. We find a nice strong lunge here. And then we're going to lower that left knee down to the floor. Nice drawing down, not just dropping. Hands come to the right thigh. We're getting nice and tall as the knees over the ankle. The arms are going to come up. The left hand's going to come to the outside of the right knee. That right arm's going to sweep back again because it likes to do that in a big, grand gesture, or maybe not. And then we'll take that right hand to the left thigh. Slide down that thigh, reach that left arm up. Look for a big stretch. Try to smile while you do it a little bit. Keep the core engaged. So we're in a back bend. And we're stretching everything. And we're gonna miss that. One more breath. Whoop. Beautiful. Take that left hand back down. Reach your right arm up. Float it down, hand. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee. And this time you're gonna step back into down dog. You might wanna use your blocks here for your down dog, but you might not. Find that nice, strong down dog wherever it might be. We've been here before. See what's happening in the legs. So after doing all of those lunges and variations of lunges, maybe you have a little bit more in the back, maybe you have a little bit more in the heels. Maybe the neck is relaxing a little bit more. Whatever it is, it's okay. Just breathe. It's just such a beautiful Monday morning. We get to get all of this movement in early, first thing. Inhale, come forward into a plank. And then exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, draw back to down dog. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Maybe each one's a little deeper. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Maybe each one's a little bit stronger. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. This time as you inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Inhale into plank, keep your right leg lifted. Exhale, down dog, right leg comes up. Inhale, plank, right leg lifted. Exhale, down dog, right leg up. Inhale, plank, right leg lifted, so you can keep your hips level the whole time. Exhale, down dog, right leg up. Inhale, plank, right leg lifted. Exhale, pull that right knee into your chest. Step your right foot between your hands. Yeah, that was sneaky. So take a couple moments, walk your right foot forward if you need to. Readjust anything that's going on. All right, here we go. We're going to keep the high lunge. Press down through that right foot, push down back through your left heel, bring your arms by your ears, and lift. Here we are. Push back through that left heel, right knee over your ankle, find strength, and then spin that left heel to the floor. Right heel lines up with the left instep, open up, warrior two. Drop a little deeper, we're not here forever. Big deep breath into the belly, strong legs, stretching out through the spine. One more breath. Beautiful, come back through high lunge, arms come up. Exhale, take it right back down. Inhale, step your right foot back to plank. Exhale, down dog. Give yourself a moment, or child's pose. All right, let's try it on the left, okay? So the left leg's gonna come up. We're gonna inhale into plank, keep the hips level. We're not trying to rock the hips around. Exhale into down dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. Inhale into plank. Hips are level. Don't let that left hip lift. Exhale into down dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. Last one. Inhale into plank. Exhale, left knee comes in and step between the hands. Beautiful. Come into your high lunge by reaching your arms by your ears and lifting the torso off your thigh. Push back through your right heel. One more breath. And then let's open it up. Right heel comes to the earth. Left knee over your ankle. Shoulder blades are down. Core is as engaged as you can have it be right now. Left knee over that ankle. Don't be here. Drop low. You're not here forever, I promise. Last 3, 2, keep breathing. 1, arms come up, high lunge. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, come into plank. And then exhale, chaturanga or knees, chin, chest. So shifting forward, bending, lifting the heart. Untuck your toes, draw your knees to the earth, come into a low cobra. And then tuck your toes and come back down. Dog. Down dog. Excellent. Big stretch here. On your exhale, see if the chest will come a little closer to the thighs. On your exhale, see if your tailbone will reach a little further from your head. Think of that in-breath as nourishing, and that out-breath is getting rid of anything you don't need. All right, let's lift that right leg up again. So taking child's poses are important here, especially if your wrists start to hurt. We're going to go ahead and keep this right leg up. And earlier I had you not open your hips. This time I want you to open your hips. So lift your left heel, stack your right hip over your left, bend your right toes, and see if you can keep the right knee in the sky as you try to touch your left shoulder with your right toes. Some of you are already there, good for you. And some of you are like, nope, not happening, good for you. So we're just lifting that right knee up, reaching back for the right toes, opening up the front of that right groin and hip. Awesome. And then this time we're going to take this knee and carry it towards the left elbow. So you're going to come back through plank, keep the knee bent, come under your body, and tap the elbow. Then you're going to inhale, carry the body back into that original position, that wild thing, and then exhale, carry it back, use your oblique to help you, and bring it across. Utilize all body systems here, all systems on go. Inhale. Exhale, carry across and tap. One more. Inhale. Exhale, carry across and tap. Beautiful. Lower that right knee to the floor. Walk your left toes back and see if you can find yourself in a pigeon posture. So your pigeon, as we've discussed a million times before, needs to be applicable to you. Especially because every day and every body and every moment, we are different. At this moment, my right hip hurts or my right knee hurts, but maybe in like 15 minutes or so, if I did this pose again, it wouldn't. So just kind of compromising where the body needs it. And it's not a low pigeon unless it has to be, unless you're really in that groove. We're not here forever. We're not really trying to overweight the hands. Let's do one more. And then let's go ahead and place those hands on the floor. If you're using a blanket, just kind of smooch it out to the side here. I just make up words at this point. Tuck your back toes. Now before you go into what you think we're going to do, I want you to hold up. Hands are going to stay on the floor. They're under your shoulders. Left knee's going to lift. We knew that was coming. Push back through the heel. This is where it's going to get awkward. We're going to lift this right knee into our chest, and we're going to spin. So you're going to place all your weight into the outside of your left foot and the left hand, and you're going to lift your right arm up and come into a tree on its side, or a fallen tree. Notice my foot's not on my knee. Don't do that. Don't put your foot on your knee. If you want to, you can extend the right leg. Woo! Bring it right back down into plank. I know. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. This time try an up dog. What's up, dog? And then down dog. If you don't make that joke to yourself in your head at least once during class, I don't think we know each other. Walk out or child's pose. Shake it out. Soften your breath. Remember these couple breaths. So if you're in down dog, big deep breath in. Exhale, maybe you have a little more for the room for the chest to come down towards the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, see if the tailbone wants to lift a little higher. Inhale. Nice nourishing breath. Exhale, let go of anything that you don't need. You can do this in child's pose as well, but not this next part. All right, here we go. So this time, we're lifting that left leg again, lifting the right heel, bending the left knee, bringing the left toes towards our right shoulder. If they touch, they touch. If they're a foot away, they're a foot away. Looking under the left arm if you want to. If you don't do it. Opening up. Finding that stretch in the front of the groin on the left side. in your left hip. Finding the ribs moving together just a bit. One more. Exhale, carry that left knee in towards plank and then across to your right elbow. Inhale, open, 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 open. Exhale, carry across. Every time you inhale to open this, I want you to work on opening it. Don't just come to your original position. Try to take it a little deeper. Exhale. Inhale, open, 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 open. Pull that knee back. Exhale. Inhale, sorry, we're doing one more. Move that knee back. And then exhale, pull it across. Come back through plank. Draw that left knee down. Work that right knee to the floor. And come into your pigeon. Your pigeon, your variation of pigeon. Not the one where you're on your butt though, okay? Because that just doesn't do any good for anyone. That's just you kind of hanging out. If you need to lay down, lay down. If you need to sing out, sing out. Try not to use too much in the hands. See if you can keep that core engaged so that lower back isn't doing all the work. Pull up through your pelvic floor for my pelvic floor peeps. You're almost out. One more breath, okay? Hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Here we go. We're going into that fallen tree first. I know. I agree with you. Left knee comes in. Left foot comes to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes underneath of your right shoulder. Left arm comes to the sky. Tree has fallen. Lift that left leg if you want to. Take it back down into plank. And lower. And lift. What's up, dog? Child's pose or down dog. Beautiful. Big deep breaths in. If you're in child's pose, it works too. Exhale, hips back. Big deep breath in. Exhale, chest closer to the thighs. Big deep breath in. Exhale, tailbone lifts. Big nourishing deep breath in. Exhale, releasing all that toxic stuff that's stuck in your body. One last time. Awesome. Let's go ahead and roll forward into our plank. And then from here, control that core. Try not to dip your hips too much. Start to walk your feet forward. Press into those hands. Come all the way to the front of your mat. And then this time, let's come to standing for a moment. Press through your feet. Rise up, reach to the ceiling. Interlace your hands again. Press the palms up first. This time, lean to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands behind the head. This time, when you take your hands behind your head, have the first fingers kind of resting at the nodule at the base of the skull, the nodule at the base of the skull. I'm saying that to you, facing you, hoping you can hear me. Take the feet a little wider apart. You're going to let your elbows roll forward towards your ears. Take a big deep breath into your belly. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit and let your body fold. Let all of your heads, let your head hang and let your arms just kind of hang down by the sides. Stretching out the back of the neck. And just taking some slow deep breaths here. So the name is a neck pool, but I think a neck pool sounds absolutely terrifying, so
If you want to come up with another name, just place it in the comments. You don't want to pull your head towards your hands here. Instead, let your hands help to elongate the neck. Excellent. Now let go of the head, but let the body just kind of stay where it's at. Maybe your hands come to the earth here. And then keeping your right knee bent, start to straighten your left leg. And walk your hands all the way over to the left. So they're a little wider apart than the regular forward fold. And then come across center. Bend both your knees. Keep the left knee bent. Walk your hands to the right. Then come back into center. Forward fold again. Let's walk our feet out a little bit wider. And this may or may not be in your repertoire, in your accessibility, and it's okay. Whatever you choose to do is fine. The modification for a lot of people is to keep the heels lifted. So dropping down into a squat for a moment, lifting the center of your chest, finding that nice breathing point. And then maybe finding our way onto the floor. However you get there is fine. A big plop is totally acceptable. The louder the noise, the harder you're going to hit those, so be careful there. And then sitting back onto your sits bones, let your hands rest onto your knees. You can be in Sukhasana or simple seated pose, or sitting on a blanket or on a block, or crisscross applesauce, which is Sukhasana. Let the shoulders draw back and the top of the head rise. And then we're just going to close our eyes, bring our chin to our chest, and roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Let the head be heavy, and the left shoulder stay down. Exhale as the chin comes to the chest. Inhale as the left ear comes to the left shoulder. See if you've just pushed your left shoulder forward there. I did. So let those shoulders draw back. And draw your chin back to center. Inhale, lift the top of your head. We're going to scooch forward onto our hands for a moment. Don't worry, you're going to keep the rest of your body on the ground too. Hands onto the floor, and we're going to untuck the legs so that we're in a kneeling position. And we're going to sit back onto the heels. Now, for some people, this is absolutely not going to happen today. So you can sit on a block, you can sit cross-legged and still get into some kind of variation of this pose. We're going to actually come back into a stretch for the front of the body, the front torso. So keeping the toes untucked, for those of you who have issues with that, if you roll up your blanket into like a burrito roll, or what it looks like, a burrito roll, and you place it under your front of your ankles, it'll help take the pressure off of your feet, or the tops of your feet. So then from here, I notice that happens with people who do cycling a lot. They have a hard time with that full stretch. So walking your hands back, you can put blocks under your hands. You can do this from a seated position. We're going to let the top of the knees move away from us. We're going to lean back just a little bit. So the knees are still kind of rocking away. The thighs are active here. We're not pushing up off the heels yet. We're just kind of resting. Notice I said yet. And then there's some bright sun in the room right now, so I'm going to keep my eyes closed so I don't get blinded by the light. And roll the shoulder blades back and down, and then if you want to, you're going to lift your buttocks off your heels. Look for that big stretch in the front of the thighs. You can let your head hang back. For those of you who are down with that, I don't really like that, so I like to keep my chin slightly tucked. 1 or 2 more breaths. And lowering the hips down. Let's walk our hands forward. Nice. Staying seated here. I know we're still on our feet. We're still on our heels. We're still asking for more stretch in the front of the quadriceps. We're still asking to stretch out the fronts of the feet. Awesome. So From here, you can stay in your simple cross-leg position, or you can all try to tuck your toes under you and sit back onto your heels. Why? Because this is awful. That's why. Nobody likes this. Nobody wants to stretch out the bottoms of their feet. I don't want to stretch out the bottoms of my feet. I don't even wear shoes that much. But it is not super fun. But we have to do it, guys. We gotta stretch out the bottoms of our feet. All right. Hands come to the floor and sweep those legs out from underneath of you. We're gonna, once again, if you're already in Sukhasana, rock on, be happy here. Once again, we're gonna go ahead and do a twist. So the left hand is gonna come to the right knee. The right hand is going to come behind us. We're going to press into that hand to keep the spine long and sit up nice and tall. Rolling that right shoulder back, rolling that left shoulder down. Now we're going to come out of this. So notice that the right, if your right leg's in front, or if it's not, but like, let's just do it this way. If your right, we're going to take the right leg and place the right knee to the instep of our left foot. So right into the foot. And then from here, we're going to rotate the body to the left. So your left knee's pointed out, your right foot's by your right hip bone, or your right buttock. And then you're going to turn your body to the left. And the right buttock probably will come off the ground. That's okay. Don't fight it. And just come into a little bit of a twist here. I like to call it the mermaid twist. I think other people call it that too. It makes me think of Ariel from The Little Mermaid, in case you didn't know who I was referring to. And then come back into center. All right, so Sukhasana again, or simple seated posture. This time, if your right leg was in front, as mine was, cross the legs in a different direction. Doesn't matter. If your left leg was in front, cross the right. Okay? So here we are. We're going to twist to the other side. The right hand is going to come to the outside of the left knee. The left hand is going to come behind you. You're going to push into the floor to be upright. Top of the head rising. Everybody, Diesel Dog is visiting. Hey, puppy. Just rotating the spine, rotating the body. Beautiful. And then coming all the way up. And now we have to place the left knee to the instep of the right. So we'll lift the left knee, place it to the instep of that right foot, or the sole of the foot. Left hand's going to come to the outside of the right knee, and we're going to twist. And just be in this nice little aerial thing. Does it make you think of that the song she sings in Little Mermaid where she's like, oh, I'm not going to sing it for you because I like you and Disney can sue me. But the one where she's like all like projecting her breath or her voice. And it's kind of amazing. Were you like me and thought to yourself, why is the brunette always got to be the bad guy? No? Okay, that could just be me. Come all the way back into center. Come back into that simple seated posture. And then we're going to take a forward fold. So cross your legs in a way that doesn't hurt your knees, because that's important. Place a blanket underneath your buttocks if that's the way you like to play. I do, because it gives me a little bit more movement in my hips. Pull your lower belly in and really see if you can pull up through the pelvic floor. Squeeze, suck up, suction up into that space, and then forward fold. And who's to say that your forward fold's not doing the trick, right? Have your forward fold do your work. So if your forward fold is feeling good in your body, not feeling like you're going to bust a hip or a knee, not feeling like you can't breathe, that's a big one. If you can't breathe in your forward fold, something's wrong. But that you're feeling like you can functionally move through your body and feel space
and feel good, then do your forward fold. I can't see you, so I'm just trying to remind you that the purpose here is to feel good in your body. I can give you a list of things you can do to feel bad in your body. This is not one of them. All right, let's come all the way up. And let's go ahead and lay on our backs. So I promise I'm keeping it an hour, so you only have 5 more minutes with me. For those of you who have actual lives after this. Go ahead and lay down onto your back. Let your legs come a little wider. Adjust your clothing, adjust your arms, place a blanket under your head if you're down with the pillow blankets vibe. Adjust your back and your glutes. Soften your breath. Start to feel a little bit of time here for the belly to rise and fall. Keeping the eyes closed, letting your body come up, or excuse me, rest on the floor. Don't let your body come up. Sorry about that. Take maybe 1 or 2 more breaths laying on the ground. Letting everything get nice and heavy. Letting there be softness and kindness and compassion. And then you can stay here for as long as you want, no worries. Or you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then start to slowly animate the body. And pulling your knees into your chest, roll over to your right side, and before you come up, stay on the right side. Stay in the fetal position. See how your whole body just rests on your right side. Not just your right side body, but notice how the left side of your body rests on top of the right. How your organs shift just a little bit as you lay down on the right. How the whole body just settles deeper into the floor. And then from here, press your left hand into the floor and start to slowly rise up. Maybe the head comes up last. We have a tendency to push ourselves up real fast, nice and slow. Let the shoulder blades draw back and down. Let the body be heavy and relaxed. Let the spine be long. Before you turn off this video and start the rest of your day, just know that you are absolutely perfect as you are. That you are a perfect being living in your own reality. And you can change it to whatever you need it to be.
Let the breath stay deep and slow. The rhythm stays true to who you are. And then maybe dropping the chin towards the chest a bit, bringing the hands together. If it is in your practice, namaste. If it is not, I wish you a wonderful Monday, a beautiful rest of your week. Please take advantage of this weather. The light within me honors, respects, and loves the light within you. Take care.